For the first time ever, the Nifty Bank is now at that 49,000 mark. Metals, real estate, auto indexes all managed to hit record highs. Even Pharma and PSB banks, they managed to snap their 3-week gaining streak. So that was the only weak link in the market, so to speak. Small cap index, they as well were back with a amount of mojo, and they've been up now for a consecutive week. But yes, this morning the niggling worry is going to be crude fact that it's back above that $91 per barrel because of the geopolitical tensions.
Yeah, so if you really frankly address the elephant in the room, so to speak, panic and fear has not really hit financial markets or commodity market, which is good news. With geopolitical tensions, you never know what happens to markets in the short term, but luckily and thankfully for everyone, we've not seen what really could be called as a first knee-jerk or any kind of a panic reaction. Crude is at $90. US futures, the last count I checked, US futures, they marched up rather than marching lower. So even though the impact of geopolitical tensions are very difficult to fathom in the near term, I would say that for the moment it appears that in the global market there is no fear, there is no panic. Yes, there would be a pullback that will happen to the market. Yes, that would be an impact which cannot be ruled out. But in the near term, for our market, it appears that numbers, election results, earnings, and flows are likely to have a far greater impact than what the current global setup is. I'm not saying ignore what's happening in the global market, but my point is that we've seen a big uptick in inflation and we've seen a geopolitical tension. A combination of both these factors normally has led to panic in the financial markets and uptick in the commodity market. That luckily for us has not happened so far.
Right. There you have it. The BJP releasing its poll manifesto and talking about one nation, one election promise, Nikunj, and that is going to be critical from a market standpoint to a certain extent.
See, I'll discuss the economics, right? What is the economic promise? The economic promise is keep growth intact, make sure that India's manufacturing sector continues to really reach milestones. Third, a lot of focus on energy security, dependence on oil import to come down drastically. India to become energy sufficient by 2047, which frankly is, it may sound 20 years ago, but the transition would take 20 years. And third, renewed focus on agriculture. And specific mention that the growth will be coming not at a cost of fiscal compromise. So this is a very growth-dominated manifesto. It really focuses on two sectors, and those two sectors, one is new infrastructure, and second is agri-focus. Now, what may sound like small points on the entire manifesto, but just imagine defense manufacturing, which was like an idea, has now really changed the dynamics. Improvement in the entire railway connectivity was a small effort, but that has really created a multiplier effect for the economy. Similarly, focus on alternate sources of energy may sound like a small promise, but it will have far-reaching impacts on the economy. So if you frankly look at the manifesto, it really talks about infrastructure, manufacturing, path of growth without compromise on fiscal prudence, and specific mention of how they want to make India the global hub in case of manufacturing and even in case of agriculture. Now, these are large sectors, these are powerful ideas, and if really implemented in the right direction, we've seen the magic of that on the economy. So this Sankalp Patra or the BJP Manifesto, in a sense, is really a promise of growth and a real vision in terms of where India should be now.
Okay, and a lot of stocks and sectors which are going to be sensitive to what the manifesto actually talked about, which we'll talk about in the course of the show. But the bigger talking point this morning has been what's transpired between Israel as well as Iran over the weekend. Now, here's the story so far. Iran has launched more than 300 drones and missiles so far. 170 drones, 120 ballistic missiles have been fired. And the attack, of course, followed Israel's strike in Damascus. Iran the meantime, continues to threaten retaliatory action against Israel military. 12 people have so far been injured in Israel, and US President Joe Biden has said already that he condemns Iran's attack in the strongest possible terms and reaffirms America's ironclad commitment to the security of Israel. The repercussion, or rather the economic repercussion, what we flagged off earlier as well, is the fact that there's an immediate spike by in crude, and gold as well continues at an all-time high.
Aisha, it's not that high. I mean, crude was at $90, it is at $90. Gold was in a bull run, it is in a bull run. Now, this attack has come, that's the 5-day change for you, which is very important. Bitcoin has gone down, crude on a 5-day change is actually down, and gold is, 2% up when everything else is in a bull run. I won't exactly say that there is a very large panic reaction. Luckily for us, as of now, markets are taking notice of it, but there is no panic and there is no fear. This has also come at a time when, frankly, if you think about it, US inflation data was strong. And if US inflation data was strong, on back of that, your political tensions, and when markets are at an all-time high, a combination of these three factors could have easily created a snowball effect, and markets could have easily gone down in a tizzy. That has not happened, which means that there is no panic as of now in the global markets. Of course, with geopolitical tensions, you don't know which they would turn. But today, it's safe to say that there is no panic whatsoever. Then you look at what it means for us. Well, it really means for us that you will start on a back foot. You will start on a back foot. It will have impact on the way how the positioning for the equity would change. But I would be of the view that you should be a buyer closer to support levels. But for mid and small cap stocks, you should only buy them when there is a clear, decisive clarity on geopolitical tensions. You can buy large cap stocks because of margin of safety, but you want to buy mid and small cap stocks only when you see the price action is stable or geopolitical things have settled out. So it may just be a day where you start back and let's see how you move from there. But as of now, I would say there is no fear, there is no panic, there is anxiety, there is curiosity, there is going to be a bit of numbness, and there would be a pushback for the bulls.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.